Hey, Capricorn. It's eclipse season. Happy Friday the 13th. All right, Capricorn. You ready to make Mary proud and keep your wheels turning? Never losing a night of sleep, worrying about the way things might have been? So that's what we're going for. So, because you guys are fucking rock stars and you have over 15,000 views on your July reading, you guys get a very special eclipse reading. What does this new moon and partial eclipse mean for you? So I went ahead and I just kind of started pulling cards. I just asked for whatever they thought you needed. And the reason I'm doing this is A, I appreciate you guys immensely. That is so amazing to see one of my readings go over 15,000 and so quick. Thank you guys. And also because this new moon is going to be so powerful. It is a super new moon and the longest eclipse thus far. It's going to be so powerful that honestly, Capricorn, Ray Charles would have been able to see clearly what's reality and what's not by the time this thing is all said and done. The moon is opposing Pluto. And Pluto happens to be retrograde, like everything else. And it's retrograde in Capricorn. So Pluto is best described as your coach or your friend, your boss, whoever the person is who has no time for excuses and calls you out when you're not pushing to be the best that you can be. They throw the bullshit flag like nobody's business. Have no time for it. On top of that, we have a grand earth trine. Talk about let's get grounded and hella manifestation. If you are willing to put in the work and the effort, the universe is willing to back you and give you whatever you want pretty much at this point. I mean, it's going to make it happen. Venus, the sign of love, is in Virgo. So what is your list of values? What is your realistic definition of value? Make your to-do list and then combine it with what you really value and see how much falls off. How much you can really take off from the list because the value isn't quite as high as what you thought. Uranus is in Taurus, which Uranus is going to help us evolve into signing up for a commitment with ourselves to live a life that is true to us. You're going to start understanding what it is you value, and you're going to start being okay with saying, just because that's the way I've always done something or just because that's what I've always believed doesn't mean that's what's going to happen in the future. To round out this grand earth trine, we have Saturn and Capricorn. You can't just ask for something and then expect it. This is where you don't get to be the prissy rich bitch. You don't get to be the spoiled little brat making out his Christmas list. You don't get to be the person who just asks and you shall have. But instead, you can say, hey, I am willing to work towards whatever it is that I'm asking for. I am willing to put in the effort. I am willing to work through these emotions in order to be prepared to be the person who fits the bill. And that's how doors open. That's how the manifesting is going to happen. So your spirit guides. Those magnificent folks would like to offer Spirit of Air and Thunder Drum. Spirit of Air. See how crisp and clean that blue color looks? Blue also happens to be part of your 6th and 7th chakra, connecting with spirit, using your intuition. And this card represents clarity and expansive perceptions of life are emerging. So filter out all of the BS that pops into your head and declare that you are only going to have positive and motivating thoughts. Yeah, we all slip every once in a while and we start to, go down the negative Nancy trail, but pull yourself back. Because what needs to be done right now is most likely seeing a situation that has probably brought you a lot of grief, a lot of stress. You need to see that in a whole new light. And once you can do that, then you go into the Thunder Drum card. This card is all about who you are. This card is meant to inspire you to be able to say, this is who I am and this is what I stand for. Dance to the rhythm of your own drum. Step up. Step into your passion. Embrace it. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. That's okay. That's what makes the world go round. That's what causes the contrast. And quite frankly, it's all about your perception. You can use it as something to pull you down, or you can use it as a motivation to push you forward. That's all up to you, Capricorn. In my normal readings, I use the next two cards as love and relationships. I'm leaving this all in an open context so you can apply it where it fits for you. Go with the flow. Let go. Step aside and realize how a certain situation has made you accustomed to resistance, to struggle, to anxiety. Do me a favor, Capricorn, and sing your freaking heart out to some Proud Mary, because you've lost enough sleep and you don't have near enough miles on your tires. You need to keep your wheels turning. The other card that you guys have is resilience. We know what it means to be resilient. And this card encourages you to endure and withstand the stress and talk yourself into that recovery. Because facing life's adversities or challenges or hurdles or Mack trucks sometimes can legit beat you down. But how empowered do you feel once you're able to stand back up? That's the feeling that this card wants to remind you of. Do you remember the last time that you were able to stand back up and how good it felt? Because you are going to be stronger. You are going to have more awareness. And you are going to be continuously adding to what makes you, you. Every time you have to endure one of these adversities, it's like adding another seasoning to the mix. Have some compassion with yourself. Talk yourself into being determined. And be patient. Sometimes we aren't all blessed with a cheerleader. Sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader. And that's okay. So hike up your skirt. Get your pom-poms fluffed up. And keep trucking forward. Because your wheels need to keep on turning. How the heck are you going to do that? Where are we going to muster up the strength, the confidence, the courage How are we going to get what it takes? It's all inside of you, and you are going to remind yourself through your spirit animals. The giraffe. This is a time for you to be acutely aware of where your mindset is. Where are the best apples on an apple tree? At the top where nobody can reach, right? Where are the most expensive apartments, condos, motel rooms? Where are they located? What are the most highly sought after ones? At the top, right? Why? Because there is a very rare opportunity to experience an unobstructed view and to be able to take in the whole picture. Why are the apples the best at the top of the tree? Because nobody can fuck with them because they're so high up there that they are completely content. They're left to be and to grow into what they are meant to. Next, you have the snake. Sloughing off the old is something that we do more frequently than we really think. We do it in so many ways. Like, why do your feet feel so good after a pedicure? Because you sloughed off all the old, gross buildup of those calluses caused from the miles of the past. Once those are gone, we feel good. When we slough off some weight, we feel better. When we shave and we slough off some hair, our legs feel a little nicer. There's so many ways that we can slough off the old. And the snake reminds us that when it sheds its skin, the color is more vibrant. The disgusting texture, I'm sure, is probably a lot nicer. Personally not a huge fan of snakes, so I don't have very many compliments. But the concept is fabulous. Lastly, you have unity. This is where myth and magic collide, and they form a majestic blend of exactly what the world needs. The white lioness and the unicorn. It's a symbol of being free of fear and creating this new paradigm of love. They're no longer the predator and the prey. Next, you have the white buffalo and the unicorn. This reminds us the importance of loving your mother and loving yourself. No matter the situation, forgiveness is quite often misunderstood. Never have I seen the definition of forgiveness say that the other person's actions were completely correct and you are just laying down, rolling over, giving in. Forgiveness is all about your healing and not allowing what the actions of others or the words of others is able to control. It's no longer able to control you. So if you can forgive whatever has taken place and declare that you are no longer going to allow that circumstance, that individual, those words, those feelings to control your everyday life, your mindset, your emotions, you will come into a very beautiful phase of healing. Because in all reality, no matter what's happened since you were born, your mom lost a very large amount of blood bringing you into this world. There doesn't need to be any more blood as you guys work your way through the world. The white whale and the unicorn. This is all about releasing fear and guilt and worry and going forward with love, courage, and forgiveness. It's like a shift of perspective on steroids. Huge. My favorite part about the unicorn with this unity card is that The unicorn is something that some believe in it and some don't. The unicorn, quite frankly, could care less. The unicorn doesn't believe. The unicorn doesn't care who believes in it, because the unicorn knows who it is, where it came from, where it's going, and what its purpose is in between. The unicorn believes in itself. That's a pretty powerful message. Once you know who you are, you can believe in yourself. And that constant chase for somebody's validation, somebody's approval, it's no longer something that you look for, because it no longer has a purpose. Now, for those of you who have watched my monthly videos in the past, you know that I normally have out my affirmations deck. Well, I have my affirmations deck. However, all of this is building up to a pretty darn good story. And the story is told in quite a few affirmations cards. So I am going to lay them out and read you your story. Are you ready? Here we go. This experience, this journey, this transformation, it's going to take some courage. Okay? You're going to have to trust. Who are you going to have to trust? Well, there's a list of people, yourself being one of them, your intuition, the universe, God, spirit, whoever it is you look up to. Once you do that, you get your mind wrapped around that, you're going to work on letting go. The closet's full, the purse is full, the backpack is full, your car is full, whatever it is, let it go. Chances are it's either outdated, doesn't work worth a shit, or probably lost its flavor anyhow. Let it go if it's no longer serving you. Once you do that, you find clarity. This is exactly what this eclipse is all about. Finding clarity. What is reality and what is the bullshit that I've made up in my head due to fear, hurt, pessimism, judgment, and opinion of others. Pick whatever phrase you want to put in there and understand that it's getting cleared out, because you have some personal growth coming up. How awesome does that sound? Being sure of who you are. When somebody asks your opinion, you know. You don't have to hee-haw around. You don't have to wait for somebody else to give their opinion and then agree or disagree. You know who you are and you know what you stand for. By doing that, you become authentic. You become you. You become the version of you that you were always intended to be. Hence why you have felt so uncomfortable. There have been times where you're like, I just don't even know who I am anymore. Or I just don't feel like I am at home. I don't feel like I fit in. Because that was your body's way of saying, hey, body, soul, mind, spirit, all of those are not jiving right now. Who's the real me? Once you do that, then you will be able to offer your true self to an ideal partnership. Isn't that a pretty sweet pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, Capricorn? The universe is behind you. It has your back. It has lined up everything to make this as efficient and effective and empowering as it possibly can. As long as you are willing to put in the effort and you are willing to let fear take a back seat. I hope you guys have the most amazing eclipse season. I hope that it is healing and empowering. And again, I thank you guys so much for the 15,000 views. I am also doing a special for the weekend of the 13th, 14th, and 15th. My personal readings are $33 for a 33-minute reading. And whatever we can get through in those 33 minutes is what we will get through. You can find all of my information down below in the description box, my website, my Facebook page, whichever. Thank you guys. I appreciate you.